Good morning everyone. The road trip with my Lambretta G350 is getting closer now, and in the last weeks I did some preparations on the bike. I'm looking for the perfect setup and I'm testing some gear, and this is what I'm doing today. I will do a test ride, try some gear that I'm using on the trip, because if you are getting older, the setup of the bike is quite important. And this is what I will show you first, my riding gear. The jacket that I'm using is this one here. This is the Merlin Shenstone 2. It's a mesh jacket because I'm riding in the direction of Italy, I think. So it will be quite warm and I need a jacket that is letting some air through. And you have a lot of mesh parts in this jacket here on the arms, on the side. So I get a good airflow on my jacket, which is quite important when it's hot. It has all the protections on the elbows, on the shoulders and on the back. Next up are my trousers. These are the Pando Moto Marc Black AAA rated jeans, cargo jeans, very comfortable for the ride. It's a little bit on the warmer side because there are a lot of protection parts inside. They are made of ballistics, but there are some ventilations here on the legs. You can open them and then you have some airflow on your legs, so it's quite comfortable. Fits very good. The boots are the Pando Moto Apex boots. These are sneakers, very comfortable. They are secure. So maybe this will be the outfit for my ride. Pando Moto cargo jeans, the Apex boots and this mesh jacket from Merlin. And one thing I will test today on the ride is my new helmet. This is the Shoei NXR2. A little bit more on the sporty touring side, but a very professional helmet with very good air vents here on the top and on the front. This visor is a transition visor, so it means it's self-tanning depending on the light. It's getting darker or brighter. This is very helpful, so you don't have to wear sunglasses on the trip. Makes it more comfortable. I tested the Shoei Glamster yesterday. I have a white Shoei Glamster. Very good helmet. I mean, perfectly looking for the Lambretta, this retro style helmet. It's very lightweight, so the overall weight with the intercom is 1,400 grams. This one is 1,600 grams, has better aerodynamics, is quieter, and the ventilation is much better. On my test yesterday with the Glamster, it was so hot, 27 degrees, and my head was burning. Yeah, so the ventilation on the top is not that good on the Glamster. It's a little bit louder. The mechanism of the visor isn't that good, but it's lightweight. So I'm not sure now which helmet I will take, so today I will test this one. Of course it's a little bit heavier, and because I have some problems with my neck spine, I will see if the 1,600 grams are too much or if this helmet is a good helmet for my road trip. When I was younger, I didn't have to take care that much about the setup of the bike or the gear that I'm wearing or the weight of the helmet. But now things are a little bit different because I have some problems, back problems with the neck, so the spines are not that fit anymore. So the weight of the helmet, the setup of the scooter is very important, especially when it comes to the riding comfort. So I will do some more modifications on my Lambretta, and I have to think a little bit more about the setup of the bike so that it's perfect for my taste and my kind of riding. So I will start my test ride now. It will be a little bit longer today because I have to test the helmet, how it feels when I'm wearing it a little bit longer. And the temperature is high, which is good, so I can check the ventilation if everything works perfect for my taste. And on the ride I will tell you a little bit about my plans for the road trip, what I'm doing now to prepare everything, and what kind of setup I will use for my Lambretta G350. So the first thing that you see is my navigation device. This is the Chiggee AIO5. It's an Apple CarPlay device. I used this on several bikes already and I really like it. The size, it's not too big. Fits perfectly here on the top of my speedometer. The reason why I choose this one here over a smartphone on the side is this one is waterproof, smartphone not. With the smartphone you always have the risk that you are damaging your camera because of the vibrations. And the third reason, if you have, just in case you are falling down, have an accident, whatever, and you are lying somewhere away from your bike, you don't have your smartphone with you, it's on the bike and you cannot do an emergency call. So that's the reason why I always have the smartphone on my body somewhere, and I'm using this Chiggee AIO5, a very good device. Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and you have a very nice touchscreen that you can use with your gloves. And what's also interesting with this device, you have a tire pressure monitoring system, which is very helpful. You don't have to always check your tire pressure on the wheel. Here it's 1.9 at the front and 2.2 at the rear. So you can see your tire pressure all the time while you are riding. Then I have all my apps that I need, my music, my navigation. And I think this fits very good here in this area on top of the speedometer. Let's go, and first thing I will do is test the new helmet. Of course, this Shoei is much better from the technical side, from the data sheet, than the Shoei Glamster. I think not from the look. I really like the look of the Shoei Glamster, but on a long distance ride it's very important that you have good aerodynamics, that the noise inside the helmet is as low as possible so that you don't damage your ears. Of course, the air ventilation is important if it's hot, and this is what I will test today. First, the fit is very good. It's very snug on my head, also on my neck here. It's closed down here. The Shoei Glamster is a little bit more open on the neck. Maybe that's why it's a little bit louder than this helmet. So I will close everything first. So the noise inside the helmet is very low. It's a very quiet helmet, even if I'm sitting very straight inside the wind. Very good aerodynamics if I turn my head in the wind. Feels good on the head. Of course, I immediately feel the 200 grams more compared to the Glamster. Of course, with all the gear that is mounted on the helmet, the intercom, the camera, it's getting even more heavy. So with this setup here with the camera and everything, the weight of the helmet is between 1,750 and 1,800 grams, which is not very super lightweight, but the noise inside the helmet is perfect. It's so quiet compared to the Glamster, much better. So if I turn my helmet, I have no noise, and the self-tinting visor is super comfortable. You don't need to wear sunglasses, because if you're riding through a tunnel and you have sunglasses, what are you doing with your sunglasses? You cannot take them off while you are riding. So this is, I think, much more comfortable for a long distance ride. And as you can see, I already installed a tall windscreen, which I had to cut a little bit because this part here, the upper part of the windscreen, was directly in my view. So I cut it a little bit, 5 centimeters, and now I can look over it, and it keeps all the wind away from my hands, from my upper body, and makes the ride very comfortable. And all in all, the Lambretta feels very good now. Maybe I have to do something with the suspension. It's good, nothing to say about it. I think better than on the Vespa GTS, but still it's a small scooter with 12-inch wheels. The small wheels are not that perfect to filter any bumps away. So maybe I will check if I can do something with this suspension. Yeah, what else am I preparing for my ride? Of course, the riding gear, which I already showed you. The Pando Moto jeans and the Merlin jacket for my road trip. Some security features. Maybe I will wear my airbag vest for the long trip. I'm planning a trip around 3 weeks. So, of course, you need a little bit of luggage space. I have my top box on the back, which carries 46 liters. I can put a backpack here in the middle between my legs, and there will be a small bag on the front of the scooter for some tools and maybe some gas, 1 or 2 liter gas, just in case I'm running out of it and cannot find a gas station. But I think the biggest challenge will be packing all my stuff in this top box, because you have to take a little bit with you just in case it's colder when you are in the mountain range than if it's hot in the south. This will be minimalistic packing. Oh, that's a very nice area here. Lots of horses. I already packed one time, but this was a failure. It was way too much in my bag, because I have a bag that I can put in the top case on the back, a 46-liter bag, and it was so heavy. This is also one point. The problem is you cannot put too much weight on the backside because of the balance of the scooter. So I will try a maximum around 8 kilos on the back, maybe 10. That's it. Heavy stuff will be under the seat or in the middle tunnel here in a backpack, so that the weight distribution on the bike is more centralized where I sit. And I really want to travel as light as possible, because this makes the whole travel experience much more easy. When you check in the hotels, check out, you don't have to pack that much stuff. And I'm a little bit handicapped because I have to take all my camera gear, drones and stuff like that with me. Yeah, and when it comes to my Lambretta G350, which is called Enzo, this is the name of my Lambretta, then I'm quite happy so far. I did mount some new mirrors too. These are more in an oval shape than the round ones. I think they fit a little bit better to the Lambretta style, and they have a very good view to the back because they are a little bit bigger. But I think I will do a final video where I show you all the modifications of my Lambretta, what I changed, what I upgraded. Some of you might ask, why don't you take your Royal Enfield Meteor 350 for your road trip? And yes, of course, it might be a very good idea too. I love this bike. It might give me a little bit better riding comfort because of the big wheels, but all in all, it's a cruiser. It's not a touring bike, a comfortable one. But I really love to ride the Meteor. It's for me, it's comfortable, the seating position. I think the best riding comfort on long distance rides I had on the Honda Transalp. Absolutely, this was from the comfort experience the best one. Seating position, suspension, absolutely top notch. So to do a long distance tour on a scooter with 12-inch wheels, I think this will be quite a challenge, especially at my age. I'm not the youngest, so I think with 20 or 30 I would have had any problems to do this long trip with a scooter. But when you are over 60, things change a little bit, just a little bit, but they change. And I always have to think about my lumbar spine problem, which isn't a small one, so yeah, I have to take care about it. I always use my air pillow. This helps a lot already. I have this one on every bike. It's from SW Motec. I can put the link down in the video description. So if you have some problems with your back, an air pillow is fantastic. Helps a lot, makes the ride much more comfortable. Yeah, so this road trip will be some kind of a test. If you can have fun on a small capacity scooter, if you can do a very long distance ride with it, if it has any technical problems, of course this will be interesting too, because the Lambretta G350 is quite a new scooter on the market. Yeah, so this road trip will be a little bit of an adventure, riding with a scooter thousands of kilometers on a road trip. I think I will try to start my road trip soon, because I will try not to get into the summer holiday season where it's super hot, especially in the southern part of Europe. And if there are holidays, everything is crowded. So when all my preparations of the Lambretta are done, then I will start my road trip. Of course, I will also plan some kind of a route that I'm taking, not point by point, because I don't like that. I like to be flexible, but just the directions that I want to go. I would like to go to the Alps with a scooter. This is, I think, very interesting. With a scooter in these serpentines in the Alps. Of course, I would like to go to Italy, Austria, Switzerland. So for sure this time it will be the southern part of Europe. Yeah, so let's see how far I can get with this scooter. If I do a super long distance ride or if I stop in the middle and go back. I have no idea. I'm flexible and I don't want to put any pressure on me because I have enough pressure in my life. This should be some kind of a relaxed road trip to the southern part of Europe. I will take my time. If I find some nice places, then I will stay for a few days. Yeah, and of course it would be great to have you with me on my road trip. So if you didn't do it already, please subscribe to the channel, then you get a notification if a new video is online. I hope you have an amazing riding season 2, and if you're riding, please ride safe. I see you in the next one. Take care and cheers.